American Horror Stories is coming back for a second season, and FX has recently announced that season 2 will premiere on FX on Hulu on July 21st, 2022. The spin-off anthology stars hour-long included episodes, and it's only available through FX on Hulu. The new series tells original stories unattached to the main AHS series. However, season 1 was bookended by a murder house sequel. According to FX, American Horror Stories reflected the most successful launch of any FX on Hulu series till now. There is no surprise that AHS has long been a hit franchise. The idea behind American Horror Stories 2's dark first story may have been rented from another famous franchise. The American Horror Story spin-off show, an episodic anthology series, confronted with mostly negative reviews during its first run. The first story in American Horror Stories' 8-episode Season 2 Nightmare Procession is a story that fans of Pretty Little Liars might find friendly. Written by Manny Cotto and directed by Lonnie Pierce-Terry, American Horror Stories Season 1 Episode 1 is officially titled Dollhouse, filmed almost totally on location at the picturesque Andrew McNally House in Altadena. The episode features a cast that includes Christine Fawcett, Abigail Corrigan, Simone Reykasner, Marissa Menendez, Emily Morales Cabrera, and many more. Very little information is known about the plot at this point in time. However, fan theories suggest that the female cast members play dolls who are prisoners within the titular dollhouse, kept against their will by some maniacal captor. If fans' beliefs are accurate, then the premise will be very similar to Pretty Little Liars Season 5 Episode 25, Welcome to the Dollhouse. The Pretty Little Liars Season 5 finale observes the main characters transported to a magical subterranean prison named as a dollhouse by their arch-nemesis who performs under the alias A. During their stay, the girls are compelled to dress up like dolls and partake in risky games for A's pleasure. That is, when they aren't restricted to their rooms. Pictures from behind the scenes of American Horror Stories Dollhouse shows celeb Christine Fawcett wearing 18th century style doll attire, as well as one of the main sets for the episode, which portrays something matching to a prison corridor, maybe where the dolls are forced to sleep. This is quite similar to Pretty Little Liars' Welcome to the Dollhouse episode. Of course, the two ideas are debatable to be completely similar. The divisive American Horror Stories Dollhouse is assumed to be set during the 1960s within a real house, whereas Pretty Little Liars takes place in the modern day and the titular prison is subterranean. Well, it is possible that the main characters of stories will be restricted to cells beneath the ground floor. As per set photos, the Pretty Little Liars characters also found themselves in a similar situation. The theory behind the American Horror Story franchise is to revise old ideas into new stories, so it's possibly not a surprise that there are some similar influences at play here. American Horror Story Season 2 has yet to premiere, so the degree to which its Dollhouse episode copies Pretty Little Liars remains to be a mystery, but the concept is definitely strong for an opening episode. Maybe most importantly, this concept indicates that the series might stay clever over the show's overdone murder house. Each actor has had a decent career to explain their appearance on the series, but there are 3 most popular celebs who are going to appear in American Horror Stories. Number 3. Britt Lower. Britt Lower is going to be a part of the Season 2 cast. Until this year, she has yet to appear in either American Horror Stories or its parent show, but her first-class resume confirms that the upcoming actress has the right thing to be a part of this star-studded cast. Viewers might accept her as Helly from the sci-fi drama series Severance, which reflects her command over characters that fit into a darker genre. She has also featured as Liz in Man Seeking Woman and Tanya in the movie named Unforgettable. Number 2. Bella Thorne. Popular for her role on the children's television show Shake It Up, model and actress Bella Thorne will step in front of a much more sophisticated audience as she makes her American Horror Stories debut. Well, this is not the first mature role that Bella will be doing. In fact, her well-rounded overview is what landed her a role on the show. She has been featured in Time Is Up and Midnight Sun. Number 1. Quinveshene Wallace. Quvenzhané Wallace is recognized for her role as Hush Puppy in Beasts of the Southern Wild. This is one of the best movies filmed in New Orleans, even earning an Academy Award nomination.